welcome to my channel. This will be brief introduction. This video will be about tell me about a framework. Actually, I'm surprised why I'm actually doing this video. I'm recording that because it's kind of basic information. However, I met a couple issues with my clients, so it will be my, I don't want to lie, third or fourth consultation where people were not able to tell about their framework. And it's important because often the interviewer asking you, hey, give me the explanation of your framework. And usually the person who get the interview, they just drop the different random words about framework, um, but there is no specific structure answered what I can see. So that's why I would like to record this video for you guys, how your answer should be and why actually we give you this answer. So here we go.
Hey guys, let's start. So just do not give you the oral introduction about the framework. I decided to just give an example, the most popular, and I would say 90% people who come in for my consultation with Cucumber BDD framework Selenium. 90% of boot camps given that. Also, you could get the Cypress or Karate framework or Playwright maybe, one of the most common and popular in the market right now. It doesn't really matter. So for those who's using Java-based Cucumber Selenium, here we go. That will be already answer for you. For those who are using different framework, you can use it as a template, as a base, and you can build your answer using that. Okay. So as soon as you get your framework question, first of all, it shouldn't be long. So your answer should be the maximum 3-4 minutes. Really cool thing, sometimes you will be asked to illustrate your framework. What does it mean by that? So they will open the Google Sheet in front of you and you should pseudocode the structure of your framework with the oral explanation, what do you have in this and that folder. One of this could be possible. The second thing which you should expect, just orally tell and explain the structure of your framework and how it should be. The first sentence will be the brief introduction, what kind of framework you're using, which language it's based, what kind of framework it is, TDD approach, BDD approach, etc. In this example, the first sentence will be, hey, in current projects for the UI automation or API automation, choose, or for both UI and API automation, we are decided to go with Cucumber BDD framework with the Selenium based on Java. Basically, you're saying what you're exactly using and what kind of units consist of your framework. As a testing framework, we went with the JUnit framework or TestNG. The reason for that, if you go with the Java, it always will be either TestNG or JUnit. If you need to know the differences, ask me, I will explain, or you can Google that. As soon as we agreed with that, that will be your first sentence, right? Just one step away. If you are using the Cypress, basically use Puppet. If you go on the Python framework, it will be PyTest. Just letting you know. Now we're given the second sentence. As a building package, which is orchestrate my framework, we are using Maven. Maven, it's a package system which actually orchestrate all my dependencies in the project, orchestrate all the folder and relationship between them. Now you're given that in the second sentence what kind of built-in tool you are using. After that, you can give the sentence about your report system. As the reports, we are going with the Cucumber BDD reports, but here give you the small hint. Like 90% of the people from boot camps giving the Cucumber BDD reports. But in a real life scenario, usually companies required something more than that. So please Google about Serenity or Jasmine report systems. I will leave the links below. It will be your second sentence, that at the building package, you're using Maven, which orchestrates all the folder. Now, you start from the top. So basically, under the test folder, because TestNG or JUnit, they can read only test under the test folder. Small advice to you. So coming back to the sentence, the third sentence will be, under the Java folder, I have the name of the projects and I have the pages. Under the pages, since we're going with the Cucumber BDD framework, I have all the web elements related to the specific page. For the login page, I have all the elements there. For the pay bill, in this case, we give an example of the bank system, right? I have all my web elements. For the statement and documents with my bank application, I have all my web elements there, and so on and so on. So all web elements attached to my pages. Okay, this you describe your web element structure. Also, I do have my runner class, runners, where I do configure my runner. I have a one runner for the run my test, where I can configure attachments with my feature class, basically where I do connect my step glue, do specific word glue my step definitions with my feature files. And also I can specify what kind of reports I do expect in my project, and also can specify the text, what kind of test I'm running, regression, smoke, sanity, or the specific test, and so on and so on. That will be your runner class. Additionally, you can say I have several runners, because you can create several runners. You can add another runner class here, right? You can just copy that. So you can say that you can create the separate runner class for the failed, where you can just specify to run only failed classes, or you can specify separate runner for API test cases. There are different possible structures. Choose your own. As soon as you're done with your runner class, since you are mentioned that you have your feature file, now you should mention that your feature files are located under source folder, where you can under your resources folder, where under the in the features folder, it's mandatory to name it this way. By using the Gherkin language, in the simple language, you specify all the scenarios which you want to run, and you have glued your step definitions in your step definitions folder. That's how you glue it in the runner, right here, and you glued your feature files with your Java code, with your step definitions under this folder. This is the most common and popular structure which you can find on the market, and where with your Java logic you cover your scenarios. Now, coming to the next steps, you come into your utilities. I have my utilities package, under which I have my browser util, where I can configure what kind of a browser, what I want to run, where I declare my WebDriver, and so on and so on, where I can specify the common methods. And then you have your configuration reader. In configuration reader, you can configure which account, which user can log into the certain page. In the configuration property, this configuration reader will read those information as user, login, and password. This is one of the cases you can use. Another thing which I want to tell you, in a real work example, you never keep your step configuration properties available like that. It's not common practice. Usually we keep in a real life scenario our properties in our Jenkins, where we can hide them, or different CI/CD tool like let's say Circle CI or Jules, etc. Different running tools, CI/CD tools. However, on this answer you can say that it's not a mistake. So okay, you have your credential there. The next step, you're talking about your driver, where you, as I told you before, either you keep it under browser utils, where you can configure your driver instance and configure the different browsers, or you can keep it in the separate class, depends on your structure. Then you mention that. And then you just give an example. In the utilities package, we are using the common method which you're constantly using, right? In the browser util, you can cover that. That will be your answer regarding your structure of your framework. In how much did it take to us to give this answer? Let's see, around 5 minutes. And just remove my explanation of each class. That will be your proper answer of description of your project. So please enjoy.